All right, first graders, now we're going to start doing your actual math book work today. You're going to need your color tiles for this. Those are those little squares. You should have 10 of them in that bag. So go ahead, paper, pencil, book, and then get your bag with your 10 color tiles in it. All right, guys, I'm going to try to be in here kind of close so that it's a little easier for you to see it. I'll just need to shift the paper around a little bit. Now remember, when we're doing our work, we really want to make sure that we're thinking about why we're doing things. So first of all, you need lesson 9.3. That's right after where you were a couple weeks ago when we were working. And we're looking at use non-standard units to measure length. So a non-standard unit is a really long word to mean something that isn't what we usually measure with. So usually, grown-ups measure with feet and inches and miles or centimeters and meters. And we're instead today going to be using the color tiles to measure. So the question is, how do you measure length using non-standard units? Now, you guys, most of you are familiar with rulers, but it's really important to start measuring first with something non-standard. It just helps us fix a little better in our brain what we're doing when we're measuring. Now, right here in this section, I know sometimes we skip it, but we are actually going to do it. And the directions for it are right here. See where it says for the teacher? But you guys can pretty much read these now. So you can read through. You're going to draw about 6 color tiles long. And then think about how do you draw the boat to be the right length. So when we're talking about color tiles, what I really want you to know is how do you set these up? So I imagine you know this, but let's take my little Sharpie here. If I'm going to measure this, I'm not going to lay these out like this, right? And I'm not going to put them like that on top of each other. I need to line them up right next to each other. So when you're talking about drawing a boat that's 6 color tiles long, if you just start drawing a boat and then you get your color tiles out, you might measure and find out it's all the wrong size. So go ahead and get those 6 color tiles out first of all. And once you have those 6 out, then you can use your pencil, put maybe a little mark here, and a little mark here, and then draw a boat that actually goes in those spaces. All right, guys, this is the next page now. Remember, we go to the purple box to get the sense for the work that we're going to be doing during the day. So you can see here, you're not supposed to just put 2 color tiles, right? You see this line here at the beginning and at the end. You're going to actually put your color tiles out and measure the whole thing, and then say about how many. Because a lot of times when you go to measure things, of course, they don't really turn out to be exactly that size, right? So take a look at this here. I know I have my color tiles here on this end lined up right with my Sharpie. So then I have to look at this end because, it's not convenient the way it ends there. So you can decide, is it closer to that many or closer to this many? That's why it says about how many. Now, to measure this marker, you guys can see that actually does come right to the end, right? But now, remember, we also want to always read directions, and the directions say use real objects, use color tiles to measure. So you're not putting up color tiles to measure what's here on the book. You're going to go actually get a crayon and measure the crayon and then say, about how many color tiles long was it? Now, some of these things you may not have at home. Maybe you don't have a stapler at home or a paintbrush, in which case you can choose something else. You guys should have your pencil boxes now, so you could choose to measure your pencil boxes. Now, another question that comes up sometime, let's pretend we only have 4 color tiles, and we have to measure this Sharpie. Because I gave you 10 color tiles, and maybe you have to measure something that's more than 10 color tiles long. So here's what I would suggest. Measure like this, leave the last one in place, and then kind of maybe make a mark or a note to remind yourself I had 1, 2, 3 color tiles here. Don't move anything. Hold that one down still so it can't jiggle around. And then you can add more color tiles in down here at the end if you don't have quite enough. Or just choose something smaller to measure. So you have this page and this next page, hot problem. The green yarn is about 2 color tiles long. About how long is the blue yarn? Well, last page. I tore these out of the book because the book kept falling over on me. So that's why the pages are all flipping around. You can read that one and do that. Think about this one. You want to find the ribbon that's less than 3 color tiles long, but more than 1. So, you know it can't be that one, because that one is less than 1. It's not more than long. It has to be less than 3. It can't be this bluish purple one, because that one is more than 3. So it's going to be one of these two here in the middle. And then down here, test prep. This isn't very hard, right? Because you figure out which one it is, and then you color in the circle. So first graders, I think the book part wasn't that hard. In fact, you were probably able to get it all done while I was on camera here talking about it.